Is the Put It in the Air podcast. This is the Put It in the Air podcast.
Yes, yes. Welcome in, everyone, to the Put It in the Air podcast. That's right. I'm your host, Brendan Costello, a.k.a. East Coast Virus.
And I'm Pascal Rose Philippe, a.k.a. Punk Syndrublic.
Nice. He's like 4 weeks in a row getting it right.
Listen, I mean, it only took about 10 years to learn my name, and I'm here now. Things aren't going to change. I am who I am.
You is who you is.
That's a fact.
All right, guys. We're going to break right into it. Just want to talk about two breaking news pieces. It's not that breaking, actually, because we've already had a week of football, but there was a really interesting situation going on prior to Thursday Night Football. There were rumblings about a Sam Darnold for Matt Stafford trade.
What a weird trade.
Right? But it makes so much sense, dude.
I mean, kind of.
It does. Think about it.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is still young, right?
How old is he?
He's way younger than Matt Stafford.
All right, well,
Point made, right?
All right, I guess.
Stafford, the Vikings are in a win now mode, right? Stafford would elevate their game with a solid performing running quarterback. And Sam Darnold could go to the Rams and be there for 5 years and be a considerable starting quarterback with excellent receiving options.
That's valid. Sam Darnold's only 27, so if he has a full modern day career, you could get another decade out of him.
Yeah,
they've got Stetson Bennett, who they actually like, considering his draft stock and what was really expected of him. So I guess that kind of does make sense, huh?
It's really interesting.
The Vikings, they've got J.J. McCarthy coming back next year. This would give them an extra little bit of time to develop him.
That's why Sam Darnold doesn't have a long-term stay in Minnesota. And the cool part about it is it really, like, Sam Darnold's like doing his best Jared Goff impersonation right now. Like, starting off the first 5 years or so, 6 years, really bad in the beginning.
Well, I think we've seen that the Jets are just a wasteland for quarterbacks. I mean, come on now. At this point, you have to admit it. You've got the lineage starting all the way back to Chad Pennington, right? Who was a good quarterback, but kept blowing out his shoulder. You've got Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Brett Favre. Like,
so the good being Joe Namath,
yes.
Was he also struggling?
Well, he won one Super Bowl and then never did anything else. So I'd say
he was in the spotlight though, on the sideline, interviewing drunk. Well, the team was struggling. You look good. Can I kiss you?
So bad right now.
I had to bring that back because I watched it recently, and it's just so funny. The other piece of breaking news, which also isn't really breaking news, it's just the fact of what happened, is what happened in the end of the Bears-Washington game. What an insane ending. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was
insane.
Wild. Honestly, this was a really good week for endings, right?
That's
because
true.
Even if we go back to the Thursday night game with the aforementioned Vikings and Rams and the no call on the face mask in the end zone,
yeah,
like this was a pretty exciting week.
That's true. And it also was very strong and tight ending as well.
Oh,
it was tight ends
for the national tight end.
Yes. How many times did you guys hear that on Sunday? Holy shit.
Well, I only watched one game, so I heard it like 30 times.
30? I heard it 330. So I watched 11 games, I think.
Oh, I see.
I fell asleep for the night game.
Me too. I had a 6 a.m. flight the next day, so
and we're 40.
For me.
Well, I'm 39.
I was about to say.
Shit.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll make it there.
You're 40, right?
Yeah, I just turned 40. So
when?
September 20th.
Did we have a birthday party on air for you?
No.
What the heck? You're one of those like closet birthday guys?
I really just didn't feel like doing anything. I hung out with Kaizen and just,
That's cool. We could at least shout you out so people could send you messages to make you feel all fluffy and jingly inside.
Facebook did that and I got some messages.
It's always nice. It's always nice to save those.
I'm pretty sure Colin reached out. You know,
Oh,
that's
thanks,
my buddy.
Colin. Thanks, man.
Well, he was. I don't know about after this week.
Oh yeah, well, it's a roller coaster of a friendship. We actually have a lot to talk about with Colin today.
Why don't we just get right into it, and then we'll go a little out of order. I just want to put this out there because I feel like there's a misconception about me. All right, so if you make fun of me, just be prepared for me to make fun of you back. Okay? I'm fully on board with it. Like, make fun of me. Go in on me. I really don't care. I have thick skin.
And a shiny head.
And a shiny head. I am a beacon. Please believe that. If you're ever lost, just look for my shiny head. But realistically, like, I have no problem with you making fun of me. But if you are a person of weak sensibilities, the type of person that can't take what you're giving out, I suggest you keep it civil. Because I'm coming back at you, and I'm coming back hard. Pause. All right? And no saying, ha ha ha, just joking. Like, no, that doesn't work. Like, you already said it, and I'm going to come back with something heavier. It just doesn't absolve you of your actions.
I wish I had an explosion sound bit right there.
So feel free to come at me. Come at me.
The doors
full
are open.
Force. But just know, I reciprocate. And sometimes I escalate.
Ooh.
That's
And
it.
you just elevated something among the league.
Oh, you mean the top score?
The top score.
Yes.
I wasn't even there yet, but yeah,
Oh.
you did elevate the top score this
Well, what
week.
else did I
That's a good
elevate?
point. Just splitting hairs about how body parts and feet
Oh.
and things.
Yeah, I mean, listen, all I said was, I feel like the rule should be this way.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't say it is.
It was-
I
listen.
didn't say that they miscalled it, because I believe they called it correctly. I said, I think that
It was-
if you get 1 foot down twice, that should count
It
as
was
2
very
feet.
interesting. I actually didn't know the rule because I was like, "Holy shit, he tapped twice!" And before they said it, and then they said it, and they're like, "Well, that can't be. It has to be a different body part."
Right.
So,
Which is weird because it's like your foot is on your leg,
Yeah.
and so you can get your foot
if
down.
you like roll your ankle,
and-
like I guess the side of your foot. Would
No,
work.
dummy. You can get your foot down and the knee
The shin
on
works.
the same leg.
Yeah.
And that counts as
and the
2
shin
feet.
too.
right?
If you have like a fat
Even
shin,
though your knee is not a foot. Right?
That's
so
true.
the 2 foot rule is
But-
not actually a 2 foot
but
rule.
in reality, Pascal had a my dad and Uncle Freddie moment where they're arguing about the same thing and literally splitting hairs. Like, you guys should just go get another science degree if you don't
Yeah,
already
you know.
have one.
It's just misunderstanding words, right? Right? Like should and is. They're just like basic words that we should all understand.
Well,
But
let
they're
me
not basic words that we do all understand.
let me tell you something that's not misunderstood.
What is that?
The 5 and 37 bit.
Ooh.
Yes.
Are you sure? Because I feel like people are still asking questions.
Questions about what?
I don't know.
Um,
Like how?
I have answers if I know the questions, but I don't know is not a question.
Oh, no,
Do you want to bring this to the
Wasn't
chat?
who was it? Wasn't someone Jay maybe just asking, or was it Colin? He was like, "Hold on, but what am I betting on?" No, am I mistaken?
Oh, they're not sure about the 5 and 37 bet. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're asking me what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
So my 3 fantasy teams, to give you a quick rundown, my 3 fantasy teams were projected collectively to go 5 and 37 on the season in 3 leagues. That's 14 game seasons. Is that right? 14,
Something like that.
28, 42, 30. Yeah. 14 game seasons. So only winning 5. I had everybody bet on how many wins they would think I have in the whole season. And just to give you a quick rundown and put it in the air, I came out victorious by 20 over
Bravo.
Gray.
Great.
He almost pulled off the comeback. In Lions Den, I faced Buttons. I'll tell you about that later. Really, really tight matchup. But won in the last play of the Giants game on Monday night. Yes, by less than a point. And then in the family league, I faced Fernando, the guy that has over 1,000 points first
the guy
year.
who's been balling out, right?
I beat him by more than he scored, double.
Whoa, you doubled him up?
147 to 73. It was pretty heavy.
Wow.
So guess what, guys? That's 2 sweeps in a row, 2 weeks in a row, up to 15 wins on the season,
I'm
baby.
sorry, but your math is bad. You didn't double them up.
Double, yes, I did.
Yeah, no, it's that's 146,
Yeah.
147, 52.
Oh wow.
147, 52.
If
so close.
I almost doubled.
So
him
we
by
both,
one passing
We
yard.
both almost doubled up our opponents this
Oh
week.
shit! Yeah, that's right.
I was so
You
close.
were right there too. Maybe
I was so close.
3 passing yards away.
Yeah, something like that. It looks like there was a stat correction that gave him a 0.03 more points.
Yeah, let's not talk about stat corrections because I won in Jay's league by less than a point, and you know what happens there.
Yeah.
You guys, that's pretty much the intro to the episode, and let's get right into it. And
we redid our interview, right?
Wait, did we?
I think so. Hold on.
This week's biggest question: did we?
I think so. I mean,
We
I
did.
was on the phone for an hour for a reason.
You have been dreaming about Colin lately, so
I have. He's very handsome, and his voice is very sensual.
Let's
Oh my god!
let's break right into it.
Let's go.
Yo, what up, Colin? We got Colin McCree of the Put It in the Air League. Great is here.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Hello to all. How's
How
it
you
going?
doing? Oh, I'm
Good,
doing great.
good. Yes, you are.
I decided not to
200.
say anything, and it was perfect.
200.4 or something like that.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
almost doubled up Baba. Almost.
Yeah, you beat him by
Is it
100-point
nice, yeah?
change.
Yep,
Yeah, 100.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's really.
Pretty solid.
Shit,
That is the
after
best way
going
to
on
be.
a 6-game losing streak, I'll take it.
You know,
Yeah.
Pascal, it's funny because, you can't score above 100 or below 200. Like, you can't get in that bracket. It's either below
That
or
sweet
above.
spot.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just score 100-something. It's not that hard.
I mean, I'm either the highest scoring team in the league or the lowest scoring team in the league. There is no middle ground.
I was going to ask
But
you
we-
last week, but we were playing each other, so I just felt like it was probably not the proper thing to do. But now, in hindsight, it's just like a different perspective. But I was going to ask if do you strive to win every week, or do you strive to break 100 every week?
Well,
It's a serious question.
from week 3 until this week, I've just been striving for 100. Now,
All right, cool.
I'm striving for a win.
See, the thing is, Colin, you told me that you were going to say that on a private phone call, and I mentioned it to Pascal, so
Oh,
he
you did.
doubled down this week and put up 2 100s.
Yeah, but next week I'm going to put up 0. So I just
Wait,
need
who
for
are you
things
playing
to be
next week?
consistent. I have no idea.
Oh shit, Colin, who's he playing? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Oh.
let's see.
Oh, are you looking it up right now?
He's looking it up. Yeah, we should.
I feel like we have real questions to ask. Or maybe
Yeah,
I'm
I think we
mistaken.
do.
You play Mark.
Yeah.
I play Velas
Ooh,
next week.
Nice. That's a
Yeah.
good week to play Marv off of Fresh 200.
Yeah, right.
That's true. Yeah.
You got to get out of the basement somehow, bro. You got to keep putting up those numbers.
And,
Yeah, unfortunately,
Capable team.
and George Pickens is on bye on
Ah.
Plus.
No, there.
yeah.
So,
All right, Colin. This isn't about Pascal and Marv. This is about you, man. Let's talk about you. Let me ask you, bro. Where did you grow up? Where did you, where were you born? Where do you live now? Like, tell us your quick timeline story. Run it.
Sure. I was born in White Plains, New York. I'm from Chappaqua, New York, and Westchester. I do real estate with a specialty in lofts, and I love pretty much all sports, but primarily football and hockey. and excited to be here.
Nice. We're excited to have you. When's your birthday?
June 22nd.
Nice,
1983.
dude. In a
Yeah,
beautiful summer day.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it was either the sun was shining or there was thunder and lightning. Some extreme the day you were born. You're an extreme guy.
I don't really remember, so.
I don't.
Don't remember.
Can we call your mom real quick and just find out?
No, I mean, I literally could do that.
Did you play high school football, Pop Warner, college, anything like that?
We played from 5th through 12th grade.
Nice.
Okay, what
Flag
position did you
football,
play?
tackle.
Split end, like wide receiver and cornerback, and starting kick return.
Brendan, no one over the age of 25 played flag football, and
What are you
actually
talking about,
would
bro?
say and would actually
Yeah.
say I played football, flag football.
No, we had equipment.
No one. No one.
Complete
If
BS.
you're,
Flag
if you're
football
over
is
25, if you're over 25 and you said that you played football, you played real football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. I played flag football when I was young,
Yeah.
and I'm
no one
not.
gives
I'm
you
not.
credit
I'm
for
not
that.
embarrassed to say it. I was gnarly.
No one gives you credit for that.
It was actually awesome. We went to the state championship at the Carrier Dome my senior year in Syracuse.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, man.
yeah.
Nice.
We were league champs. We were League A, Section 1. So we were league champs, sectional champs, regional champs. And
How many yards did you get, bro? Or how many passes defended?
Oh, my football coach was pissed because I was captain of my swim team, and it kind of like swim season already
Interfered.
started, and
Yeah.
we did really well that year. So he didn't. I didn't play too much in the state championship.
Oh, you got
Oh,
the
man,
treatment.
God,
You got the-
that's fine.
You got the treatment that cornerback from the Bears is going to get this week for
Tyrese
trying to
Stevenson.
hype up the crowd. Yeah.
No, but what sucks is our quarterback threw 3 interceptions in the red zone, and we lost like 22-15 in the state
Oh
championship.
man. If you were in, those would have been completions.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You
I'm
know,
not saying that. We had our team.
you'd be
was
the
very,
you'd be the Lad McConkey out
prime,
there.
Prime beast on that team. It was neat. It was fun.
Nice.
It was fun to look back on.
Right.
Yeah. An experience.
All right, so let's move along. Who's your favorite team and why?
I have 2 teams. Seeing as my father's from like San Mateo, San Francisco area, so like when I could comprehend what a football was, in his military voice, like, you're a 49ers fan. So I root for the 49ers, love them. I guess I lucked out for being an 80s baby. And I'm also a Giants fan because I'm from New York.
G-Men.
Yeah.
And you got
So
some sense in it.
there have been a lot of championships for your 2 teams during your lifetime, but you don't really remember that many, do you?
I mean, sure, I remember the 49ers glory days. But you watch so many games every season for 39 years. Stuff kind of becomes a little blurred, no?
Yo,
Game after game.
I know we haven't reached the quick fire questions yet, but real quick, Steve Young or Steve Young or what the
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana.
Joe
Yeah, I almost
Montana?
said John Madden. I was like, no, yeah, Steve Young or Joe Montana. Quick.
Is that a serious question?
Is that
Clearly. it's
all right,
not.
Steve Montana.
I bet you Tom Brady would say that Joe Montana is the best quarterback of all time. I bet you he would even say it. Ironically though, I didn't know this at the time. Well, unfortunately, it was during my. Oh no, it was beforehand. I wasn't sure if it was during my grandfather's funeral in Cali, but my cousin Jenny and her husband Sam they still own the property, but when they got married, I think I was in the wedding. I remember like going to their place, blah, blah, blah. It was really cool. Tom Brady and his family lived next door. So he actually grew up next door to my cousin and her husband his whole like childhood.
Okay.
Or,
Yeah, I thought that was the same area.
Yeah.
And
I'm
Julian
not
Edelman.
sure what. Yeah.
Julian Edelman's from that area too.
Whatever it is that actually. Hold on,
What's in the water?
Huh?
What's in the
Football.
water over there? Football water?
That's no fluoride. Let me see what the I guess Foster City, California. Yeah, that was
Foster City.
Okay.
All right, so you hate Steve Young and
no, I love Steve Young.
oh, okay.
It just doesn't make any sense to ask me who I prefer just because Joe Montana is, in theory, the best quarterback of all time. Though, Steve Young I'd probably put in the top 4 quarterbacks of all time. He was incredible.
Ah.
He was the
So
first
you're
like real
completely
rushing
Completely,
quarterback.
but yeah, I was gonna say, where does Eli fit in there and
The first
Sim-
Russian quarterback, we're going to have to come back to that one another time because I feel like Randall Cunningham is disappointed in you right now.
Randall Cunningham wasn't even that good.
Speaking of
What?
Randall Cunningham,
Wasn't you
Johnny Unitas is going to shit in your cereal. I just hope you know that.
Whoa, man.
hey Colin, what? Speaking of Randall Cunningham specifically, what NFL franchise are you least fond of?
Probably the Cowboys because of
All right.
being a 49ers fan.
And a Giants fan, right?
And a Giants fan, right?
Remember the Giants?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but the rivalry, the rivalry of the 49ers Cowboys, which was so sweet last night when the Niners took it. I just
Nice,
feel like
right?
that's such like a I kind of like had to hate like the Cowboys, growing up.
I mean, everybody
I think we
has
all
a
did.
reason to hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But a division rival, I mean, it doesn't get any more old, cemented into your brain, the foundation of your division rival. Usually that's where people go with that answer. But I like to hear so far that, we've had obviously Billy hates the Patriots. I think that's funny. Jay hates the Patriots too. Everybody hates the Patriots and
It
Cowboys.
makes sense though. At least Jay is a Jets fan, so it makes sense for him to hate the Pats. For Billy,
Of course.
I don't know. It just seems like he's a little salty having to see
It seems like Billy
too much winning.
It seems Billy may have fallen asleep before the Giants won both of those Super Bowls, and maybe he thought we lost them or something. But
I didn't bring them up. I mean, those were incredible.
insane.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
All right. So speaking of horrible football games, what's the first football game that you remember watching?
I remember you asking
The
me
worst
Billy
game
this,
ever.
and I think I've just seen so much football growing up. It was probably a 49ers game though, probably like a Niners Giants game or something like that.
Mm. And you were like, I
Did the
hate
Giants
you, Dad.
win?
I'm gonna like the Giants.
No, I'm from here, so it's like, you might as well
All right, minor pass.
root for your home team in a sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
There's
get a
like people
little.
out there
Let's
that
get a
are
little.
like Dolphins fans, and they're from New York, and you're like, why are you a Dolphins fan? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, because I
Yeah,
like the
because
colors.
they like the
I mean, that's
colors.
not like a
Dynasty.
great.
It's
What?
why you
They
saw
like-
Seahawks hats a few years back. It's just when teams start building, Super Bowl competitors, year after year, you see a lot of fans. There's a lot of Patriots fans all over the place now because of what they did and won't do for a long time.
That's a good bit. That's a good
Let's
example.
not compare the Patriots and the Dolphins. All
Yeah.
right, let's be realistic here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Colin, let's throw a jalapeno in and make things a little spicy. Who's your biggest fantasy football rival?
I'm just gonna have to go with a 2-part answer. I think it's probably Billy and then Jay, and because of the fact that I play each of them the first and second game, and then the 12th and 13 games weeks, and which are obviously like critical points of the fantasy football season. You know,
Who do you play in week 3? Because you have to play them twice too.
I believe Baba. Oh yeah, Baba. Yeah, and I play him in week 14.
That's how you snuck into the playoffs those years ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, see, the thing is, though,
I'll be honest.
But at the same time, that means that other teams get to play quote unquote sucky teams twice a year.
I don't think there's any sucky teams in our league, especially now.
Not
maybe
this
like
year.
when
Historically speaking, is all I mean.
I mean,
Like
except for
every
Pascal. I mean, he couldn't break 100 all these years, weeks in a row. It's like,
Hold on. How many top scores do we have on this call right now? Because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one.
4.
No, Colin's got one.
Yeah, you
All right.
beat my highest weekly score of the season.
Yeah.
So I set
and then
a
there's
bar.
a period at the end
I
of that
set the
sentence.
bar, and you
And I
beat it.
destroyed your bar.
Someone's got to set it.
Yeah, you shot it down and then jumped way over it.
It's not way over. It's just
It was like 20 points.
24,
All right.
You know. But still, hey, congrats. That's good. That's great.
So let's keep this moving along. So,
Yeah.
if you were to trade for any one player in the NFL, you're targeting any player, and you really just want to get that guy on your team, who's it going to be this year?
Who you got?
Scary Terry McLaurin.
Ooh.
That's a really
For
good
a
pick.
division rival.
I love that you asked me that because I'm going to put your speaker. I was kind of actually surprised that you guys didn't mention this last week, but although Pascal may have not been aware of it, but I thought this was actually kind of hilarious. So I tried trading Josh Downs for Scary Terry McLaurin, and
Seems to be a
Whatever.
good trade now.
October 15th, so within the past 2 weeks or so, and yeah, so 2 Tuesdays ago. And the funny thing is, so and I wrote, I had some, I had info to back it up. I was like, if it helps, Josh Downs has scored 57.6 points over the past 3 weeks. Only Jamar Chase, Drake London, and Chris Godwin have put up more during that stretch. So, I could start to back up the trade, right? And may I share with you all and the world his counter offer?
Yes,
Yeah, go
share
for
it, please. Is the Longfellow counter offer?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love these.
Oh, yeah, they're always just like sewer water. Just go ahead, tell us.
Devontae Adams and Josh Downs for Alec Pierce and Rashid Shaheed.
No.
Both might as well be out for the season.
He even sent me on this fair trade rating website, and it doesn't even show it in his favor at all. It shows it's got a red circle with an X in it. It says 29. And then I was like, so 2 top 10 to 15 wide receivers for 24 to 36 wide receivers? I go, sorry, can't do it. I go, factor in that each.
Oh, Mike. I swear,
so
Mike, one day Mike is going to offer a bag of chips for Breece Hall. Just don't take it.
And mind you, a few days later, it was announced that Rashid Shaheed was out for the season. So basically, it was Devontae Adams and Josh Downs
for Alec
Pierce, who's on the same team as Josh Downs.
I love how he counters your trade offer with offering
an even better
one
player
that you put with no one that you put in the original trade offer. Like, oh, you want these two players? No, I'm going to offer you two totally different players that you never
to
even...
back Mike
Josh
up.
Downs, but it was Josh Downs and Devontae Adams, which doesn't...
To back Mike up, man, Mike's just got love, and he just wants to, he has love for his players, and he just doesn't want to part with them. That's it.
Now, I will say, Billy...
a loving guy.
Billy intelligently said, because I ran it by him before sending it, and he was like, you're not sure. He's like, he already has Pierce, so it might be too many Colts, because if I'm trading, to Josh Downs. But I figured it wouldn't hurt, because the Colts are his favorite team for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he loves the Colts.
Yeah. But, it didn't work out. Or actually, if anything, yeah, it would be the perfect.
That worked out great for you.
With his 22.2.
On your bench.
I also tried to. Oh no, that's a different topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's a different trade. But you've already mentioned it though.
Yo, would you be down? Would you be down to speed things along and jump into the quick fire questions?
I mean, yeah, sure. It's your podcast. Yeah, it's good.
I just want to make sure we can fit this thing this week.
Sure.
All right, Pascal, go ahead.
Yeah, so start, bench, cut. You know the deal. You start one, you bench one, you cut one. This week we're starting out with A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, and Terry McLaurin.
Start A.J. Brown, keep Terry McLaurin. Wait, start and bench, or is it cut? Is it cut?
Yeah, bench and cut.
Oh, start, bench. Cut C.D. Lamb. And I said, he had a great game last night. Great game.
Fresh off of 40 points.
Yeah, but he's an awesome first round pick, like you had. Totally. But I'm not looking it up right now, but I feel like there have been a few weeks, though, that he's just had these, kind of down games. And it's not him. He's incredibly talented. I think it's more to do with Dakota, a.k.a. Dak Prescott.
Dakota's such a cool name.
Why the heck did he not stick with Dakota Prescott?
I know, it's so dope. Such a cool name.
Dak's a dumb name.
All right,
but anyways, I just figure, that's just what I'm doing. I mean, AJ, he was picked late first round, right? By Jay, I think.
Yeah, and McLaurin was several rounds later, but I think the promise of him with Jaden Daniels.
And McLaurin's just finding his flow with Jaden Daniels, All
right, cool. Well, let's keep the next one similar. Let's go. I could already know who you're going to cut on this one. We got Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott, or Jaden Daniels.
Well, Jaden Daniels, you got to start.
Definitely.
And Hurts, bench. He's great. He's still on the team. And obviously Dakota can go cry on his couch. He's out.
All right. So pick out of these people to plan a birthday party with. Colin Kaepernick, LeBron James, and Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, I guess I'll be wearing my Colin Kaepernick jersey. And wait, who are they? Colin Kaepernick.
Wait, you're planning a birthday party with these guys?
Rashad Bahad?
No, LeBron James.
Oh, say it again, man. I can't. I can't hear you. Colin Kaepernick. Hello.
LeBron.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Shohei.
Who is? Oh, Ohtani.
Yeah.
Hello. I can't hear you. For some reason, you're not speaking. And Ohtani. I'd probably just probably just show with Ohtani and have the waiting staff direct Colin Kaepernick and LeBron James to a separate location in the restaurant.
So you guys are gonna you and Shohei Ohtani are planning a birthday at a restaurant?
He's awesome. No, I don't really hate LeBron anymore.
All right, ready?
What do you want me to do? What are we doing for the birthday party? Like, what's the question regarding?
Oh, it's just it's this 14-year-old birthday party. You got to make sure that it's fun but not corny.
Oh, I thought it was my birthday. Oh. It's their birthday. And what are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Obviously, you have
Well,
to
that's
get it.
that's what you're going to figure
you have
out
to-
at the meeting.
Obviously,
All right.
get a
How about
bouncing-
another
obviously get a-
non-football
Obviously,
question?
get a bouncing castle.
How about another non-football question? The 70s Steelers, the 80s 49ers, or the 90s Cowboys?
How is that not a football question?
It's funny. It's a little
80s.
jab because I hate all those teams.
80s, obviously, Niners, because the Cowboys were, or the 90s Cowboys, you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
70s
Well-
Steelers, 80s Niners, 90s Cowboys.
And those are really all decade teams. I mean, you gotta go Niners and then sit the Steelers and cut the Cowboys.
Cut the Cowboys. Definitely.
Nice. Smart man.
Interestingly, I'm not sure if you're going to ask me this question, but or should I just wait to see if you do ask me this question? But
All right.
if you're going to ask me what was my favorite play of all time, I would say it was the Immaculate Reception, which involved the Steelers. Yeah.
Yeah, that hit the ground though.
And yeah. No, it didn't.
All right.
I have it on tape actually. I do.
All right. So next, start, bench, cut. Tiki Barber, Saquon Barkley, Brandon Jacobs, all in their prime.
Ooh. He was Thunder, right? Thunder. Brandon Jacobs.
What,
Ooh,
Jacobs?
Brandon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacobs, yeah. Thunder and
Yeah,
Lightning.
Thunder, Lightning.
Henry
What was the other one?
Bradshaw.
Thunder, Lightning, and
and the Lightning
Ice
Rod.
Water or Rod. Yeah.
All right. So start, bench, cut.
Um,
Tiki Barber, Saquon Barkley, Brandon Jacobs, all in their
Gotta
prime.
start Saquon.
Yep.
And then let's see.
Go. What do you got? Quick fire.
Sit Tiki Barber and cut the third guy.
All right.
Cut Jacobs. Okay. When it
No,
comes to ice,
just because Saquon, I mean, he
he's a freak of
idolizes
nature.
he idolizes Barry Sanders, who's actually like taught him some stuff, which he should. 'Cause he's pretty much the greatest of all time regarding running back, one of them. And Tiki was
Who is
Saquon
one of
Barkley.
the greatest of all time?
Barry Sanders?
Oh,
Is that
I
an
thought you
argument?
said Saquon. I must have. I missed
Yeah,
it.
Saquon idolized Barry.
learned from Barry Sanders. He's gotten the lessons
Oh,
from how to
okay.
be a better running back. And then Tiki's great, I guess, but he's probably not going to make a Hall of Fame for shitting on the Giants right after he retired, and then the Giants win a Super Bowl. So
I
that probably didn't look too good.
I appreciate
Brandon
all
Jacobs is
your
great,
explanations, but remember, we
You're never
there's
cute.
no need. Just start, bench, cut.
Go.
Ready?
Go.
When it comes to ice cold 40, start, bench, cut. Cold 45, St. Ides, Old English. Go.
Whatever the first one was that you said, I'll
Colt
take
45.
that first. I guess I'll bench an oldie, and St. Ides was so disgusting. Do they even make it
I
anymore?
agree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is like
I don't know.
cigarette beer.
No, I mean, what, sophomore year of high school, you had one, maybe?
Like
All
a
right.
shot of
I'm sorry.
espresso inside a beer with a cigarette in it.
It was, they're pretty gross.
Nasty.
All right. So next, quick fire. Are you taking Justin Fields or Russell Wilson?
Ooh, Wilson. He looked really good. Like, he looked like a totally different quarterback. Though Fields
Okay.
is amazing, too.
Russell Wilson sucks. Who is your go-to for fantasy football information? Quick fire.
Fantasy Pros, Fantasy Sharks, and Bleacher Report.
Beautiful.
All right. Who's your rookie of the year pick?
Jane Daniels.
Beautiful
100%.
pick. Who's your Super Bowl pick? Super Bowl winner?
Should I do the two teams and then who wins, or just who wins?
If you could do two teams quick, otherwise just who wins.
Probably
hard, eh?
Probably the Vikings.
Really? After
Okay.
2 losses? Nice. All right.
Well, it's only 2 losses.
What coach will have the next dynasty?
Let me see. The next dynasty. Yeah, screw it, man. Washington's coach, because they're building a new team around perhaps the greatest rookie quarterback in history, and he's just that incredible. And you need a QB to build around a team around, and I think they made the right choice.
That's a good pick, man. It's a hot take.
Dan Quinn.
Colin, what's up?
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, that's right.
All right, Colin, would you rather see a 49ers dynasty if the Mets never have another winning season, or a Giants dynasty where the Knicks never have another winning season?
Well, I like the Mets more than the Knicks, so I guess I'd rather see a Giants dynasty. Actually, no, that's not true. I take it back, because I think the Niners,
So you give up the Mets for the Niners instead of giving up the Knicks for the Giants?
Nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Give it the Giants.
All right, so Giants dynasty, and that's good because the Niners already had a dynasty. The Giants haven't. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, Giants
All
were
right,
on the cusp.
So this is something that actually a lot of people are wondering. I've been seeing it on Twitter. Are you actually John Gruden's son?
No, I never met the guy in my life.
That's crazy because every time I watch him, I'm like, this is Colin's dad. There's no way. I've met your dad, but like,
Have you seen my dad?
it's gotta be.
That's my dad in person.
It's got to be
on the way to Brendan's wedding, for that matter.
Yes, he asked me to make sure you didn't get into trouble, and I told him I wasn't going to lie to him that I couldn't do that.
And funny enough, when my mom and dad told you that, my mom found something in my suitcase for the wedding festivities. But we can talk about that another day. I don't even know if Brendan knows about that.
So, Colin,
Right, he might not.
He doesn't.
Colin, who in our league do you enjoy beating the most? Like, how does it feel when you beat this person as well?
Wow, that's so.
You most recently beat Pascal, so that's a
True.
That wasn't
who do
much
you
of
like
a win, though.
beating?
Huh? What?
Who do you like beating the most?
Oh, man. It's probably Jay and Billy, because I had to play them twice.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
rarely
All right,
do one of us win twice, either way,
Yeah.
So it's always like a
All right,
payback
so-
game for one.
I need you to do something for me. I need you to use great in a sentence.
CeeDee Lamb has so many receptions tonight. All right. There's a chance they might catch up.
That's how I felt when I woke up. I was like, great.
Colin, serious question though, for real. Are you related to Michael Scott from The Office?
No.
Oh, damn it, man! I thought you had all these connections.
All right, so
Yeah.
This is something that Brendan has brought up actually pretty often because he just doesn't understand it. But why are you afraid to play in any other fantasy sports league, including other football leagues, when you love sports?
I'm not.
Good question.
I just focus so hard on one, like on our league, that takes so much brain power and time, that,
Well,
like,
you like hockey, you like basketball. You could join a
I
league
do,
and
but-
not be as involved.
That's fair. Just
So,
invite
maybe
who
me.
wants
think
to
about
do that? Who wants to half-ass the
Just
league?
invite me. Just invite me into the league.
Dude, we did. The basketball league is mad fun. It's fun. I don't
Yeah,
know about baseball though. Fantasy baseball is just too much. You know,
It's probably a lot.
That's the original fantasy.
that's crazy.
It is. It is.
So almost all year. All right, hey Colin, appreciate everything. Got one more question for you. What are you doing between now and the game tonight?
You bored, Brendan? You need some company?
No, I just want to know what he's doing.
Searching for listings, and
Where are you in Queens?
no, like.
No, I'm saying, are
solo
you in
listings,
Queens?
The internet.
Are you gonna?
Oh yeah, I'm in Astoria. Yeah.
All right, cool. No need to say anymore. I just wanted to ensure the safety of Najee Harris for tonight's game. Make sure that you weren't going to set up any bear traps around him or anything.
By the way, my kicker, Chris Boswell, he
Don't tell me he
scored-
stepped in a bear trap.
no, but he scored 24 points in the first week, and last year when Jalen was healthy, if you will, and he seems to be getting back into form, he scored. Jalen Warren. He scored 23 and a half
So you're saying there's a chance?
against the Browns. Yeah.
Considering Jalen Warren hasn't scored over 8 points this year, that would be a hell of a come up.
Look, it's totally fine, but Colin, this year your luck would be you set up a bear trap near Najee Harris's room, and Chris Boswell is the one who accidentally steps in it. So
Is he staying in Astoria for the Giants game tonight?
no, that's why I was asking where you were, because I wanted to make sure you weren't anywhere near Najee or the team.
Wait, how do you know he's not staying in Astoria
Holy
tonight?
crap! What if he is? I gotta
You
look.
know
this
where
up
he
now.
is?
I don't know where he is. Wait, the Giants game tonight is in Jersey, right? Or is it in Pittsburgh?
You can still stay in Astoria and go to the Giants game tonight.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm worried. I mean, he needs
Well,
to
I
be
don't
at
want to
least
bear
Pittsburgh
traps.
distance at this point.
Yeah, I don't know where the bear traps are, so he's good for the night. But
All right, good.
yeah.
Feeling good then.
Mhm. I only need 42 points, right?
Yeah, 21 from each. It's not impossible for sure. You definitely have an
No,
opportunity.
I'm being extremely enthusiastic. Yes.
Well, to be extremely enthusiastic would be to say that you could possibly score 114 to beat out Pascal for top score in 25
no.
bucks this week.
I try to be slightly realistic. And,
How about this? Do you think that you will score more than half as much as I scored this week?
No.
So not a
You're not going to make it into
I
triple
thought you meant
digits
those
this
two
week?
players scoring 50 points.
No. And will your whole
Because those
team score
two.
more than half of what I scored?
Yeah, I
Will
thought
you
you were
make it
referring
into
to
triple
tonight's
digits?
game.
So
You
if you played Baba this week, would you beat him? Is what he's asking.
Oh, I see.
Basically.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. 100%.
Nice. I'm
We
looking
will
forward
see.
to the Giants winning this game, man,
Yeah. I mean,
against the stingy Steelers defense.
You gotta just be realistic. I mean,
No. You need to be optimistic, just like you were a few minutes ago. We definitely will be talking about the game, and as our interview is coming to an end. But we'll be talking about the game and the results, and I hope I'm feeling good about it. But that's my optimism. But in reality, I know I'm going to be eating my words.
Yeah, it could be close. It really could.
any given Sunday, man, any team can win. I mean,
Well, it's
we had
Monday,
some
so.
the Browns beat the damn Ravens this
That's
weekend.
true.
Yeah, they did.
Hey,
It's
hey
just
Colin,
crazy.
do you realize that if Najee Harris gets 31 rushing yards or more tonight, that Aggie's going to get to rename Jay's team? Are you rooting for Najee to break that and have Aggie win, or are you rooting for Najee to underwhelm and have Jay rename Aggie's team?
Well, I'm rooting for Jalen Warren to.
So you're hoping Najee goes out with the ankle injury and on the
heel
first play?
injury?
No, it's just.
So,
I just hope
so you're sick
I
and
just
you
hope
don't
that
want
when Warren-
Najee Harris to
maybe-
be healthy?
Maybe he
Jalen
eats
Warren comes-
some bad crabs.
Oh, he pulls a Rico Dowdle?
First off, Jalen Warren could have an epic game, and Najee Harris can still get 31 yards. So it's not really rooting against Najee Harris.
Well, that's
so
what we
much
were
that-
asking you. We were asking you about I was asking you who you're rooting for in the name change game. Whose name would you rather see changed?
Obviously, Aggies, because the Boston Bulldogs, it's got some it's a nice name. It's a nice,
Yeah, it is.
nice football name. Can't really
you
have
like
anything wrong
An
with it.
Aggie's name?
You like that?
I mean, Aggie's name is just horrible. At least Scott got creative with his name change, you know.
Yeah, that's so true.
Am I
All
the
right,
only
man.
one that doesn't mind his name?
What, Aggies?
Yeah.
You like his name?
I guess so.
I don't like it, but I don't mind it. Brendan hates it. Brendan wants to
You didn't
take it out back and shoot it in the forehead.
You didn't even spell it properly in the name.
Imagine
Yeah.
Jay changes his name to the proper spelling.
Like, catch this fade. Catch this fade. Marv's name. 3 words, spelled properly. You know, catch this fade. And hey, it's football related. It's a fade. You know.
All right,
Like-
McCree. Listen, man, we've hit our time limit, and we do appreciate you getting through everything. And you're the man. We love your answers, except for the ones that involve the Giants not winning. And good luck tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
so
Thanks
much.
for coming
Thank you
on.
me. Hope to be able to do it again.
Good luck tonight. Hopefully you whoop Brendan's
it's-
ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
In
appreciate
closing, please leave us with some words. What do we got?
that. I
Off to
mean,
the league.
I could read a quote I came across last week.
As long as you can come across it quick.
Well, it's kind of long, but I can read it. You ready?
So on that note, good talking to you. Talk to you later.
All right, you don't want it?
You know what?
Good.
Just read it. Go ahead. In closing.
All right. I'll read it fast. Concerning the message that was transmitted to me under a pine tree in North Carolina on a cold winter moonlit night, it said that nothing ever happened, so don't worry. It's all like a dream. Everything is ecstasy inside. We just don't know it because of our thinking minds. But in our true blissful essence of mind is known that everything is all right forever and forever and forever. Close your eyes. Let your hands and nerve ends drop. Stop breathing for 3 seconds. Listen to the silence inside the illusion of the world, and you will remember the lesson you forgot, which was taught in immense Milky Ways of cloudy innumerable worlds long ago and not even at all. It is all one vast awakened thing. I call it the golden eternity. It is perfect. We were never really born. We will never really die. It has nothing to do with the imaginary idea of a personal self, other selves, many selves everywhere, or one universal self. Self is only an idea, a mortal idea. That which passes through everything is one thing. It's a dream already ended. There's nothing from staring at mountains months on end. They never show any expression. They are like empty space. Do you think the emptiness of space will ever crumble away? Mountains will crumble, but the emptiness of space, which is the one universal essence of mind, the one vast awakenerhood, empty and awake, will never crumble away because it was never born. The world you see is just a movie in your mind.
Damn, that is a really good quote for, to tell yourself after you, lose a fantasy football week.
And on that note, I'm out.
All right, man.
brother.
Talk to you later, bro.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.
Later, bro.
It's always a great time hearing from that dude.
Yeah, thank you, Colin. Appreciate you coming on. It honestly, I don't know if it was as good as the first one, so I look forward to dropping that one in the off season for folks. But
Oh, yeah.
Colin's always a good time, at least according to his girlfriends. So appreciate you.
Stay tuned. Coming this summer. Great. Raw.
I can't wait. All right.
All right. So let's see what happened in dude.
What happened?
Pun down.
Vikings at Rams. Thursday night football made sure to prepare fans for a weekend of the refs deciding football games as an attempted beheading of Sam Darnold in the end zone with a minute 36 left was ruled a safety by the 12th member of the Rams. Meanwhile, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are back in action as Matthew Stafford decided to celebrate by playing like he's in his 20s again.
Yeah, the horns are back in town as LA gets Puka Kupp back, stifling any chance of momentum for Minnesota as the Rams pulled Darnold down by the face and saved their season. Rams 30, Vikings 20.
Eagles at Bengals. Jalen Hurts decided to show the world he's a grown damn man as he accounts for all 4 Eagles touchdowns with 3 running and 1 passing, while Saquon makes New Jersey fans play Gautier on repeat. Meanwhile, the Bengals should probably consider paying their superstars at some point, but probably won't considering they still make them walk across a public road in cleats to get to their practice field.
After a slow start to this week and this season, the Eagles pick up the pace and pummel Burrow and the boys as Jalen Hurts gets back to the butt play. Philadelphia 37, Cincinnati 17.
Ravens at Browns. 11 rushes for 73 yards is great efficiency, but horrible usage, whereas 23 of 38 passing for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns is good, but not great, and makes you wonder why the OC didn't run the ball more considering what the rest of the Ravens season has looked like. Meanwhile, those soothsayers who predicted an improved offense by switching from Cleveland's first-string QB to their third-string QB are patting themselves on the back as Jabu and Cedric ball out.
Lamar Jackson thought he had a bye week as Jameis Winston threw 3 TDs while doing his best to beat a B-Rabbit to Lamar Jackson's Cheddar Bob. Cleveland 29, Baltimore 24.
Titans at the Lions. 20 carries for 94 yards from Pollard and 10 catches for 143 yards from Ridley sounds like a winning formula unless Mason Rudolph is your QB. Meanwhile, 12 of 15 for 85 yards for Jared Goff and 9 rushes for 33 yards for David Montgomery sounds like a rout of the Lions. But luckily for Lions fans, 3 of Goff's 12 completions were TDs, and Jameer hit 127 yards on 11 carries.
Detroit failed to have anyone underperform as they poured it on Tennessee, who only started Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley. Detroit 52, Tennessee 14.
The Cardinals at the Dolphins. A tale of two halves sees Kyler and Co. fall down 20-10 halfway through the third quarter, as all 3 phases of the game put points on the board for the Cards in the second half, including a last-minute field goal by failed Patriots fourth-round kicker Chad Ryland, his 3rd game winner in 4 games. Meanwhile, the return of Tua sparks life in the Dolphins' offense, but Devon Achane was the only kindling ready to catch fire, as Waddle and Hill are pedestrian at home.
Miami looks much improved as Tua gets welcomed back, but Kyler Murray leads a 5-minute, 13-play drive to close this one out with the game-winning kick. Arizona 28, Miami 27.
The Jets at the Patriots. New Jersey fans are ready to jettison their star-studded roster as the Jets suck behind the 40-year-old arm of yet another washed Packers Hall of Fame QB. Meanwhile, the Pats aren't much better, but they are better nonetheless, despite playing with their backup QB and missing half of their defense.
Yeah, Drake May gets sacked after a hot start and doesn't return. However, the Jets still can't get it together as they allow the Patriots to march down the field and finish them off with 22 seconds remaining. Patriots 25, Jets 22.
The Falcons at the Buccaneers. On National Tight End Day, Kirk and Kyle remind folks why my cousin was picked so high as Kyle Pitts goes off for 91 yards and 2 tutties on 4 catches. Meanwhile, not wanting to be one-upped, Cade Otton says anything you can do, I can do better as he catches 9 passes for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Baker's insistence on leading the league in interceptions makes the difference.
Cousins impresses again and just pulls off the win, as you could really feel the absence of Godwin and Evans. Cade Otton scores all of the points for the Buccaneers, it seems, as Atlanta wins 31-26.
The Packers at the Jaguars. Love's groin is strained from overuse, so the Packers use a page out of the Jaguars' own playbook from their Patriots game by passing the ball 5 times after he goes out and running the ball straight down the Jags' throat. Meanwhile, the Jags can't beat Malik Willis, as Trevor Lawrence is glad he got his new contract before the season started.
Love leaves injured again as Jacksonville loses the entire receiving corps in this surprisingly close battle. After all is said and done, Green Bay kicks in the win. Green Bay 30, Jacksonville 27.
The Colts at the Texans. Somehow 10 of 32 for 175 yards, 1 TD and 1 pick for a 48 passer rating is enough to almost beat one of the best teams in the league. Unfortunately, the starting QB asked the coaching staff for a breather on 3rd and goal, doesn't garner a winning effort from his teammates. Meanwhile, the Texans should probably be a little concerned as CJ Stroud looks pedestrian without his star receivers, but good enough with another superb effort from Joe Mixon.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor is back. So is Anthony Richardson. Fast forward, the Texans take a commanding lead of the division as they never seemed worried about the possibility of losing this game, even though the final score was Houston 23, Colts 20.
The Saints at the Chargers. In a game where the Saints replaced their ineffective rookie QB with a guy most people have never heard of, passing the ball 42 times and running the ball 10 times with the guy you just gave a 2-year, $24 million extension to, was a choice. Meanwhile, Justin Herbert and rookie Ladd McConkey ran away with the game in the second half, despite no real running game to speak of.
The Saints scored 91 points in the first 2 weeks of the season. Since then, who cares how many points they've scored? They've lost all 6 games. Ladd McConkey leads the charge as LA closes out an easy win. Chargers 26, Saints 8.
The Bills at the Seahawks. Josh Allen shockingly throws his first interception of the year in Game 8. But it doesn't matter as the Bills' offense and defense are in another class than their opponent. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are the opponent in question, with Geno Smith leading the team in rushing yards with 16 yards on 5 carries. Woof.
The Bills' offense looked to be revitalized as Seattle looked frozen in time, especially their run game where they ran 1.9 yards per carry on 17 total carries. Buffalo runs away with it 31-10.
Panthers at the Broncos. I was going to write something about the Panthers, but they're really bad regardless of who is at QB. Meanwhile, Bo Nix was yes Nix, throwing for 3 touchdowns and running for 1 more, but in by far his best game as a pro.
If this game were a sandwich, it would be full of Bo Nix and the Broncos playmakers with a Carolina TD bread, as the Panthers score first and last only, and the Broncos win 28-14.
The Chiefs at the Raiders. Pat and Trav finally have a good game together this season as fans conveniently disregard that it came against one of the worst teams in the league and that the win was still on the back of the defense. Meanwhile, the Raiders show the divisional games are not over until they're over, as NFL fans everywhere were hoping they'd bookend the Chiefs' winning streak, but we all ended up disappointed.
You're right. The Raiders had continuous opportunities shut down by Kansas City's stingy defense as the Chiefs win yet another close matchup against a subpar team, 27-20.
The Bears at the Commanders. In a week of last-minute nail-biters, this one takes the cake as Caleb Williams does his mediocre best to push this snooze fest to the wire behind an outstanding effort from RB DeAndre Swift, but not much else. Meanwhile, Jaden Daniels puts up numbers, but not in a useful way until Tyreek Stevenson decides to jinx his team on 2 consecutive plays to end the game.
It's crazy. The first half consisted of Washington kicker practice, followed by a Chicago run clinic, and finished off by a miraculous, successful Hail Mary as Washington pulls off this thriller, 18-15 over the Bears.
The Cowboys at the 49ers. Dak and company get blown out before making it seem not so bad with 53 seconds left on the clock, as Jerry must be wondering why QBs cost so much damn money. Meanwhile, the 49ers look really good against really bad teams as they prepare for the return of all-world running back Christian McCaffrey and more inevitable fourth quarter collapses by Coach Kyle Shanahan.
The Niners come out of the half down 10-6 to put up 21 in the third quarter. CeeDee Lamb did his best to carry the entire team to a comeback, but it was inevitable that Stephen A. Smith would be putting on his cowboy hat and laughing on TV sets all over the nation come morning. 49ers 30, Cowboys 24.
The Giants at the Steelers. There must be something in the water in New Jersey, as every time Daniel Jones plays well, his teammates play badly, and the rest of the time Danny Dimes becomes Danny Pennies. Meanwhile, the Steelers are likely the worst 6-2 team in NFL history, but wins are wins, and those guys keep winning.
Illegal formation, illegal shift, full start, ineligible man downfield, holding. Referee camp can be fun. Steelers 26, Giants 18. And that's that.
Yeah, that was the week.
Very, very weak. Just like some of the legs in this week's.
Injury list.
Injury list.
All right, so another week, some more injuries.
A couple weak knees.
Yep. So we've got T. Higgins back on the injury list. Now, there's not much info. The average quad injury is usually 1 to 2 weeks with a very high re-injury risk if you come back too early. I'm thinking that maybe he wants to be traded, but he tends to be injured a lot, so it's hard to tell. Keep an eye out on the practice report. Then we've got Christian McCaffrey. We are looking at a week 10 target with high efficiency coming back, but also high re-injury risk. So anyone who's a short fellow, well, not anyone, because Velas doesn't really care, but Mike, look out for that.
Yeah. He should be back after the bye week, most likely.
Then we've got Isaiah Pacheco, also likely to return to practice in the next week or two.
I know someone who could use him.
Yeah. Is it our buddy? Great.
He's coming.
But this is bad news for Billy, who has been getting good production out of Kareem Hunt.
Out of his rental?
Yes.
He had a 3-week rental.
A 3 week. Did he put it on Airbnb?
Yeah, he put it on the credit card. Though.
Ah, okay, damn. That's gonna be high fees. But so
Unlimited
Pacheco's coming
mileage.
back. It's gonna be tough for both of these guys because you don't know if he's gonna be splitting time. You don't really know what Kareem's gonna be getting out of this. So you're gonna have to kind of look and see. Then we've got Deebo Samuel.
Ooh, again.
Yes, again. So he had pneumonia. Pneumonia.
Is that a new version?
Yeah, pneumonia. That's my
pneumonia.
that's what I'm gonna name my next daughter.
It's more of a floral type of cough.
So he's likely back with a quick ramp up, but it's gonna be based on his stamina. So probably worth starting him. But maybe
He's a man, so he'll be back.
He's a man's man.
He's a man. Him and Kittle will be on the freaking injury list
All right,
week.
so then we've
All
got
year.
TJ Hawkinson,
Hey.
likely back this week. However, we've been saying that for 3 weeks. So keep an eye on the injury report. Maybe he might be a game time decision.
Maybe he'll be dropped to waivers because of the dangling of he might be back this week. He might be back this week.
Yeah,
Is
I
he
doubt
ever going to
it.
be
You
back?
don't, you don't hold on to him for 9 weeks to then drop him when he's
he
almost
did
back.
hit waivers in the family league because of all the powerful tight ends, man. There's other options that are doing it now. you
Yeah.
know?
Velas has a good team though, so I don't know.
Oh,
Catch this
he
fade.
might. Oh, is he?
I'm
Is he
pretty
in his
sure that's who
reserve?
has him. Yeah, he's
But
not even in his reserve.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got someone
he's
else
got
in his reserve. He moved him to the bench.
He's got the dopest
Oh,
receiver.
yeah,
on his
Nico.
Team.
Duh.
yeah.
All right, so
Second
then
dopest. He's got a lot
we've
of dope
got
receivers.
Jordan Mason again for you, Mikey Longfellow.
Mike.
Apparently he could have come back into the game if he was needed, but they were destroying the Cowboys, so why? So he'll likely be back next week, getting ready for Christian McCaffrey.
What do you think? You think Mike should hold on to him and keep him on his bench? And
He's
rest
got
there?
to. He's got to. I mean,
Yeah, in case CMC
McCaffrey,
falls out.
yeah, high re-injury risk.
Yeah.
You can't drop
So
him.
Mike, just drop him this week.
Yeah, go ahead. Now we've got Travis Etienne. Now, there was a chance that he would have been back last week. He was a game time decision.
But his leg fell off.
So he's likely back this week because he does have both legs.
Oh, good.
And he doesn't need to get both of them in for it to be a catch.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Odd.
Just maybe an elbow and a leg.
Maybe. Or a leg and a knee.
What about a foot and a foot if it's on the same foot?
Or just like your back. You know, I think you just need your back.
One butt cheek, one ham.
Well, one butt cheek and a wrist, but the backside of the wrist.
What if it's both butt cheeks? Like, what if you make that point? Because the legs connect. It's like, that's 2 feet. They connect to my
I don't
cheeks to my
know.
feet.
We'll have to see.
Should we?
We should
Write a letter to the
request. Yeah,
NFL?
make a request. Yeah. All right. Next, we have Deontay Johnson.
Yikes.
Is he sitting because of trade rumors?
Probably.
I don't know.
I think so.
If he is, then he's likely back this week. If he's not, he's likely out this week. Well, trade.
If he is, he'll
let's
likely
see.
be traded this
next
week.
week, right?
By next week.
The trading deadline is the 5th. It's,
Election day?
Election day.
Okay.
So he'll probably be out this
I
week.
vote on him being traded.
I mean, I couldn't care less because he's not on my team.
That's really spooky of you.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm trying to throw in some Halloween quips.
You tried. All right.
Who?
DK Metcalf.
Ah, yes. Another man.
I think they're all men, actually. This is
I
the
think
NFL.
just
They haven't
Debo,
let
AJ
women play
Brown,
yet.
and Debo Samuel, AJ Brown, and DK Metcalf are the only men in the league, though.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, it's weird.
So
And
anyway,
Kittle.
he will likely be back this week from his MCL sprain, but keep an eye on the practice report. Next, we have Derek Carr, who also might be back this week.
He's
Check
driving back
practice
in?
participation. That will be big news for anyone who has a Saint.
Oh,
Yeah, you.
Lave.
Then we've got Jonathan Brooks, the rookie
yes.
running back, likely back next week.
Okay. Marv, what
But
you going to do?
You need to see one full practice before he returns.
You think Chuba gets on the bench, or what happens? You think Marv is going to play him?
I don't know.
It all depends on the
That's tough.
lineup.
That's
He's
tough,
got a lot
man.
of injuries, so we'll see.
So then we've got Mike Evans and his hammy.
Probably a few more weeks.
Yeah,
He got
I
bit by a
think that they
crocodile.
have. I think they have their bye week next week, so he'll probably be back week 11.
Hopefully, he did get bit by a human-sized crocodile,
Oh no,
which is like a medium-sized crocodile.
yeah, that'll still fuck you up though.
Yeah.
Then we have Stephon Diggs.
Yikes! This one didn't look good.
So the video suggested an ACL tear.
Oh.
The team still hasn't given out any news. I think that they're trying to be optimistic, kind of like with was it Ayuk?
No. It was the Chiefs receiver.
Oh, Rushy Rice. You're
Rice.
right,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
Same.
Yeah,
as,
Ayuk,
we got
we all
another
knew that.
Rice.
So Diggs probably out for the year. Definitely out on Thursday. Well, not definitely, I guess, but most likely out on Thursday. But it's not looking good.
Yeah. Diggs Rice.
Jordan Love is out again. Comments suggest that it's mild, but if it's accurate, he's likely out on average 2 weeks.
Who's more injury prone, Jordan Love or Anthony Richardson?
Yes.
Both options, please.
Only one of them is a good quarterback, though. So,
Low blow, and you're right.
yeah. Well, a low blow is what took them out, isn't it? Ba-dum.
Oh, nice.
All right, so next we have Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. Oh, this is not the list I want to see him
No,
on. Shit.
limited info, but high rate of playing through the injury with a dip in production. It looks like his chest and his ribs. You saw that Jaden came back, so it depends on the severity and if he's a little biatch or not.
Initially, it was reported that he would be out 2 to 4 weeks, and then maybe an hour later, it was reported that he probably won't miss any time, but we'll see what happens.
All right, then we have Christian Kirk, broken clavicle, out for the season.
That's what happens.
Sorry. Brian Thomas Jr., people are happy though.
Yeah. Dalton Kincaid has a collarbone injury and is missing practice through the last couple weeks, but obviously it's not broken because that throws you out for the year.
Yep.
So
Then we have my guy, Drake May, went out with a concussion in the second quarter, most likely out this week, probably back next week, but no one cares about that but me.
yep, just him.
Joanne Jennings, hip injury, likely back next week. Check the practice participation, could be back this week, but got to log some practice time.
And remember, his value is so replenished.
Then we have Keaton Mitchell, who is on the PUP on my IR slot. Likely back next week, needing one full participation before returning like Jonathan Brooks.
Probably take over the Justice Hill position.
Most likely. Then we have Roman Wilson, rookie wide receiver from the Steelers. Out at least the next 4 games with his hammy. He's been hurt all year. I don't think he's rostered. I don't think he's worth rostering. Then we have Justin Fields, also of the Steelers, also with a hammy. He was inactive, /emergency QB last night. It might be to preserve his trade value, might be because he has an actual hammy injury. We don't really know. We also don't really care. Then we have Kendre Miller, another guy on my bench.
Another guy on the injury list.
Another guy
time.
with a hammy problem.
Big time.
This was like Keaton Mitchell, another guy that was expected to have production like Devon Achane. Every time he touches the ball, he's electric. Every time he touches the ball, he's hurt. So, probably going to be going to waivers.
Yeah. You'll see him floating out there.
Next, we have someone that I didn't mention before for some reason, but I'm mentioning him now. Dallas Goedert, hammy, should be back in the next week or 2.
You didn't mention him before because he had a concussion previously, and now he's in with a hammy.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
and one more to add to the list. You're done with it, right?
Yeah.
Last night, breakout Tyrone Tracy fell on the back of his head pretty damn hard. I was able to diagnose a concussion before he even started looking cross-eyed when he got up.
Yeah, that did not look good.
So he probably will maybe miss a week. We'll see how that goes.
I mean, I think that I saw somewhere it's about 20 to 30% chance of them being back for the next game. So 70-80% chance that he misses this week.
Yeah, he's a rookie. As we've seen, rookies that have gotten concussions this year usually miss a week.
He's been playing really well, though.
Yeah.
Like, right before his concussion, I was going to write to the chat, like, oh, this Tracy guy, he's really playing well.
Yeah, you actually did.
Oh, did I?
And as a
I'm not even high.
I drafted Devin Singletary and Tyrone Tracy as Singletary's backup. Singletary got a little injury, and Tracy played well and actually took the job, and last night he sealed the deal.
Isn't he sitting on Aggie's bench?
Tracy?
Yeah.
I think so. I think he recently picked him up.
I think he could have used those
He was my first drop after the draft, like before even week 1, just because. Or I think it was after week 1. But
oh no, he won, so no, he didn't need those points.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did not. So let's move along to the put it in the air matchup results. What happened this week, Pascal?
East Coast Virus versus Great. ECV extends his winning streak to 2 games by beating Great 129 to 108 as ECV scores 0.87 points over expected behind 22 points from Kyler Murray, 17 points from J.K. Dobbins, 15 points from Brian Thomas Jr., 13 points from Dalton Kincaid, 18 points from Chris Olave, 13 for JSN, and 12 from kicker Brandon McMyanus. Meanwhile, another craptastic showing by Graves' team makes him upset at being made fun of after making fun of someone else, because only Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase went over 15 points.
Punks and Drublick versus G-Men's Crusaders.
Woohoo!
So this week, Punks and Drublick looked to have the week in the bag before it even began, as he enjoyed being projected to win, a rarity of its own, by about 25 points. With a super thin wide receiver room, it hit the Crusaders hard to find out DK Metcalf and Jawan Jennings were ruled out. Jalen Naylor played Thursday night on Babalu's bench as he dodged that 3.6 caliber bullet, and he was left with Rashad Bateman and Troy Franklin. He probably would have been better off combing the free agent market prior to the week, as Bateman put up 3.8 and Franklin a 1.9 stinker. This matchup also featured the Miami running backs going head up as Punk's A-Chain beat out G-Man's Mostert 26.7 to 16. This seems to have been a common occurrence as Punks and Drublick had some beastly performances out of the Jalen Hurts Devontae Smith stack with 55.64 combined points, Kyle Pitts with 25.1, and CeeDee Lamb with 39.6. G-Men's Crusaders showcases a couple of their duds, but makes it to 100 as Punks and Drublick makes it to 2 and wins 200.14 to 100.10.
Catch this fade versus the MILF fuckers. CTF catches his first fade and falls out of first place as TMF outscores him 144 to 132. Sorry, y'all. Catch this fade gets some more bad luck as Jordan Love goes down after 1 half and 6 points, wasting outstanding efforts from James Cook with 28 points, Jahmyr Gibbs and Justin Jefferson with 20 points each, and an unsuccessful comeback on Monday night with drop touchdowns, keeping Malik Neighbors at 14 points and George Pickens at 11 points. Meanwhile, the MILF fuckers one-upped Catch This Fade by posting a goose from Chris Conley, but making it up with 26 points from Brock Purdy, 15 from David Montgomery, 24 from Bijan Robinson, 13 from an early exit for Stephon Diggs, 21 from Trey McBride, 20 from Khalil Shakir, and 12 from the Chargers D as the MILF fuckers takes over first place.
Boston Bulldogs versus I Fucks Your Mom. The name game featured some impactful headlines. Aggie started it off with a huge question mark at quarterback and 2 questionable keepers, although everybody was cleared to play. Jay decided to enter the week with the Chicago stack of Caleb and Swift, which netted him only 28.24. He did bench Keenan Allen last second for Austin Eckler. I Fucks Your Fantasy team benched DeAndre Hopkins last second in his first game with the Chiefs. A good choice as he only put up 4.9. Aggie's team had a rough one with another recent return to action in Nick Chubb, who only put up 5.2. Then it was all said and done. Travis Kelce proved to be the difference maker. Aggie needed as he pulls off the W, 132.94 to 118.24, and the name change is TBD as Aggie's still thinking about it.
The Auto Draftees versus Steal Your Face Mask. TAD falls 7.5 points short of his expected 130.46 as SYF scores 7.5 points over his expected 130.65 as the French Connection loses 123 to 138, while Josh Jacobs 25 points, Alvin Kamara's 18 points, and David Njoku's 17 points showed up to play. No one else on the Auto Draftees scored over 15 points, unless you're counting Justin Herbert's 24 points on his bench. While he started the wrong QB, it wouldn't have made a difference, as Steal Your Face Mask got strong contributions from Lamar Jackson with 24 points, Kyren Williams with 23 points, Marvin Harrison with 23 points, Jonathan Taylor with 19 points, and Garrett Wilson with 16 points to overcome the 5 points combined from Amari Cooper and Colby Parkinson.
And in the final game, we had Salute Your Short Fellows versus Captain Cannabis. In the Battle of Smoke, Captain Cannabis got in some early work as Puka Cup and Cooper Nakua returned and hit him off with 34.2 combined. With that, both teams started some interesting plays and had enough game time decisions to give a fantasy manager a headache. To start, the Caps running back options were down to a questionable Travis Etienne, who did not play, and New England's third stringer Antonio Gibson. Captain Cannabis made some adjustments right before Sunday's matchups and added Jaleel McLaughlin, who put up 12.6, and Dearness Johnson, who put up a measly 3.3. He also played Jacoby Myers and Lad McConkey, two game time decisions that showed out with 17.2 and 29.1 respectively. A salute to Mike for starting Cade Otton and Cedric Tillman in the flex. That paired with a questionable George Kittle made for a questionable week for Shortfellow. In the end, the questions were answered as Kittle put up 24.8, Tillman put up 28.9, and Otton put up 29.1. Losing Jordan Mason to another shoulder injury almost cost Mike the week, however, as Captain Cannabis' Steelers defense almost puts him over the top, but finishes with 17, and Salute Your Shortfellows defeats Captain Cannabis 154.9 to 149.82. The Superlative Rundown. What's up, guys? We just ran through the matchups. There were some really good ones this week. Not anything that was too close, though.
Finally, a week that everyone scored over 100 points.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Oh, awesome! I didn't actually look at that after the games. I said, oh yeah, 100.1.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm glad I didn't play Baba with my 99.96 from a couple weeks ago. That'd be really a
That would have been annoying.
Terrible loss.
But you would have deserved to lose that. He would have been the one that...
There's no way anybody under 100 should be
came up.
winning, right?
Although it's happened.
Speaking of how to get to 100, the Superlative Rundown, where we run down the best players of the week. Starting at your quarterback this week, we have Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah.
At 35.14 points. In the running back room, James Cook put up 28.3.
Never should have traded his ass.
Never should have traded him. He is gnarly. In the wide receiver room, another one of Pascal's gems with CD Lamb at 39.6. Whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop, whoop. I thought you were gonna say something like money.
I was just, I don't know.
I was gonna play off of your words.
Yeah, I saw.
And then it fell on its face.
Damn it.
Mike Longfellow had the tight end of the week on the week of tight ends, the tight end week, or what do they call it? National Tight Ends
Tight
Day?
End Day.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad that that's over. Cade Otton, 29.1, tight end of the week. The kicker of the week goes to Anders Carlson, and Chris Boswell shared a 14 burger. And the Detroit Lions, once again, best defense of the week was 16. And guess what? I'm pretty sure that they're on waivers.
No.
No?
Baba has them.
Okay. I'm thinking
Them
about a
and the
different league.
Saints.
Yeah.
For
so
some
drop the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, our largest margin of victory was yours truly, Punks and Drublick over G-Men's Crusaders, with the top score going up against the bottom score and winning by 100.04 points. That's more than I scored half the weeks of this season.
Top score versus the bottom score. That reminds me of this old Al Pacino movie I seen back in...
Hey, all right, no more gay shit, all right? Hey, man. All right,
Where you
the closest matchup was Salute Your Short Fellows over Captain Cannabis by 5.08 points.
The Steelers defense almost did it.
So close, but not close enough. Then we have Give Me My Money.
Yeah, I give you money. I give you money.
My Flowers and My $25. First one to score over 200 points. Barely over 200 points, but still over 200 points.
And when Pascal wins, he wins $25 because his 2 wins this year have netted him $50.
Both high scores. Hey, I'll take it.
Solid.
And Wet Fart of the Week. I thought you recorded an audio for that.
No, that was the recorded audio. I took it this morning.
Oh, okay. You can leave now.
I pressed the button, dude. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to be next to me right now.
Oh, God. Goes to Babalu, G-Men's Crusaders, with the aforementioned 100.1.
All right, Baba Lotion.
Babalotion? What?
Oh,
that's what happens
shoot.
when you fucking do things off the top of your head.
That's what happens when you lose. Moving along. Yes.
It's the keeper alert.
Let's run it into the keeper alert. All right, guys. So the injuries are finally starting to fall off of the list. Isaiah Pacheco still out from week 2. Nico Collins still out from week 5. Brandon Ayuk will be out continuously since week 7 and on. And this week we have Deebo Samuel joining the list, but he'll probably be back because he's always on the list in the current week. It's true. We had one bench keeper this week, and it was a last-second maneuver by Babalu.
Yeah.
Sam Laporta. He switched him out last second.
Week,
he did. Who did he switch him in for?
He switched him in for. Obviously, we don't know this answer.
This is taking a long time.
He's on about for Noah Fant.
Noah Fant, who put up, what, 5 points?
Yeah, 5.2 as compared to Sam Laporta's 16.8.
There you go. Start Sam Laporta every week from now on, Babalu.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Other keepers that were traded, Dalton Kincaid and Mark Andrews, remain on other teams starting from the difference of the beginning of the year. And the keeper of the week, nobody was on bye this week. Keeper of the week was James Cook with a 28.3. Solid gold.
Hurts me every friggin' week.
So what about those winners, man?
Well, starting again with yours truly, Punkson Drublick. We had Devon Achane scoring 26.7 compared to the 14.9 expected, and Rashad White scoring 15.7 compared to 10.8 for 16.8 over expected.
Nice, solid gold.
Then we have the MILF Fuckers with Brock Purdy scoring 26 compared to 17.3 expected.
Nice.
And Drake London scoring 7.4 compared to 15.7 expected for 0.4 over expected.
Ooh, it's broke even.
Then we have Salute Your Short Fellows with CJ Stroud scoring 12.4 compared to 16.0 expected, and George Kittle scoring 24.8 compared to 13 expected for 8.2 over expected.
In the green.
Next, we have I Fucks Your Mom with Deebo Samuel scoring 12.6 compared to 14 expected, and Zay Flowers scoring 18.5 compared to 13.8 expected for 3.3 over expected.
Still in the green.
Next, we have East Coast Virus with Kyler Murray scoring 22.2 compared to 17.7 expected, and Mark Andrews, who was traded to Boston Bulldogs, scoring 14.6 compared to 8.1 expected for 11 over expectation.
In the green.
Maybe he should have kept Mark Andrews.
Dalton Kincaid still scored well.
Next, we have Steal Your Face Mask with Jonathan Taylor scoring 18.7 compared to 14.8 expected, and Kyren Williams scoring 22.6 compared to 16.5 expected for 10 points over expected.
In the green, as expected.
Well done, folks. Well done.
Now we're going to talk about the teams that had less luck. The losers.
Loser.
Yeah. Welcome. Catch this fade.
Ya loser.
Who had James Cook put up 28.3 points, 15 points over his expected value, and Nico Collins still on IR, leaving Catches Fade with 15 points over his expected value. Next, we have Captain Cannabis.
Ya loser.
With finally having his keeper return, Puka Nacua, who puts up 18.18 points over his expected value, leaving Sean at 8 points over his expected value. Next, we have Boston Bulldogs.
Yeah, loser.
Who started Brees Hall, who put up 9.9, 8 points under his expected value, and Dalton Kincaid, who he traded away, who put up 13.1, which is 3.5 over his expected value, leaving Jay 4.5 under his expected value. Next, we have the Auto Draftees.
Yeah, loser.
The Auto Draftees put in Alvin Kamara, who put up 18.2, which is 1.5 points over his expected value, and also DJ Moore, who put up 5.4, which is 8.5 short of his expected value, leaving Frank at 7 points under expected value. Next, we have G-Men's Crusaders.
Yeah, loser.
Who played Raheem Mostert, who put up 6 points over his expected value, and bench Sam Laporta at 16.8, which was 8 points over his expected value, with 14 points over his expected value. He still gets smoked. Next, we have
Yeah, loser.
who put in Isaiah Pacheco on IR and Brandon Ayuk on IR, so he was on 0 points over his expected value because IR is not a number. Good stuff this week, guys. Thanks for winning. Thanks for losing. And moving on. 3 and out. This is where we tell you who we're in on, who we're out on, where we at, what we doing. Pascal, who you trading away?
All right, so my first person is George Kittle.
Ooh, he's been performing.
He has.
What a
With
good way.
Cade Otton playing well, Kittle could be a valuable trade piece. Kittle is on bye this week and Otton in week 11, so it might make sense to wait until after Otton's bye, but after a run of big weeks for Kittle, it might be time to cash in on him and not risk injury or a drop-off or anything silly like that.
And if you're not Mike and have Kittle, then there's a lot of good tight end options all of a sudden. So it is a very good idea to trade him away if you have another good option. My first trade away candidate, by the way, the theme of the candidates for my 3 and out this week comes from my team, all of them. So just, keep
I
your
feel
ears
like
open.
you don't understand how this section works.
I created the section.
And which makes it even worse. But go ahead.
All right, so if I had him on my team, I would trade away Ramondre Stevenson.
Funny, because I feel like someone offered you a trade for him last week.
See, the problem is I don't need a wide receiver 7 for my running back 3.
I mean, Ramondre before this week, you didn't really know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Trade him for another running back? Like, you don't need any more tight ends. You don't need any more running backs. So if he's a trade candidate, who are you trading him for?
Maybe the 49ers defense. Oh, wait, they're on the waiver wire.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And guess who picks second?
Oh, snappage.
Oh, snappy, snap, snap.
Who picks first? The guy who doesn't listen, right?
Yeah.
Shit.
Sorry, buddy.
He bet I'm going to text him.
Yeah, go
No, I'm
for
just
it.
kidding.
I mean, he's pretty active on waivers, so
And
I think
he
he knows what's going on.
And I'm sure there's some other needs
And
he's going to have.
he doesn't listen is in quotations because we all know that he's our biggest fan.
Oh, that just means that he subscribes and likes and
That's
comments.
right. So my next trade away candidate is Keon Coleman.
Ooh.
So after a couple good weeks, it might be time to capitalize on his good production. He still doesn't seem like a top performer. A lot of his points are coming from catches from yards after contact. You can't really expect to count on that the entire season.
His target share is up, though.
It is up for
Certainly.
sure. But Khalil Shakir is still number 1. Dalton Kincaid is still there. Ray Davis and James Cook. It's just like...
And Dawson Knox and Amari Cooper. And Dawson Knox keeps stealing tight end targets.
Right,
and
Amari Cooper put up like 1 point this week. You're not expecting that to be the case
He'll be
going
hot and
forward.
cold. Yeah.
So it feels like you could possibly fetch like an RB2, RB3 because he does have possibility. Maybe Ramondre Stevenson? Probably not. All right.
Maybe not.
Next.
All right, my next trade away candidate. It gets spooky. You ready for this? Back from the dead.
God, I hate you.
Back from the dead, Calvin Ridley coming through with 15 targets. What a monstrous week.
Wow. And we were talking about this last week about you have no idea what's going to happen.
No idea. But now it doesn't even matter what quarterback it seems. Anybody who gets 15 targets, you have to play him the next week.
I mean, Mason Rudolph is a better throwing quarterback than Levis.
Yeah.
Although you don't want him to try and win games for you, but yeah, he can possibly be good.
You know, the other options are like a bunch of tight ends and Westbrook Akine. Like,
Yeah.
you see that guy and you're like, oh, great.
No, that's
one
a
of
good
those,
point.
One of those pass it alongs.
All right. So
Wait, before we
what?
move on to trade 4, I did get a response from Colin.
Oh, yay!
So we have a few
you didn't
things-
totally mess that up.
Yeah, I didn't. I almost did because I asked him at 3 a.m. for it,
Yeah.
and he just sent it. All
That
right,
was
so
disrespectful.
Colin's trade 4 is Scary Terry McLaurin. He's been electric as of late and has developed amazing rapport with Jaden Daniels. Period.
So you
point
mean
blank.
the guy that he mentioned in the
interview, yeah.
podcast?
Yeah.
I mean, in the interview, rather. Oh,
All right,
surprising.
so moving on to trade away.
Aren't we on trade 4?
We just did trade 4.
Oh, I might have gotten that backward. All right, so those were my trade away
Oh
candidates.
yeah, no. Those were your trade aways, and now we're doing trade 4. Yeah.
Okay, so
Sorry.
I'm not fully retarded. Just partially.
Yeah, just wait a little backwards. I think that was Colin's trade 4. He did it backwards. Threw me off.
Great.
Exactly.
All right.
Use it in a
So,
sentence. We already did.
Yeah, my trade 4 candidate is Derrick Henry. So
If you can.
normally this person should not be available. However, this is less about the player and it's more about the team that he's on, right? Baba only has one number 1 wide receiver, and that's DK Metcalf, who's currently hurt. So it'd be in his interest to trade away, to consider trading away Henry for 2 lower tier starters, because even if Henry's getting you, on average, maybe 20, 25 points, right? Because he might give you 30, he might give you 15. So he's averaging maybe 20 points. You can trade him away for 2 guys that are going to average 15 points.
Yeah, you just gave me an insane idea.
You're welcome.
We'll talk about it next week.
You're welcome. But really, Henry should not be on the trading block in most normal situations. But I was looking at Baba's team and it's not looking good. Even when DK comes back, he's still counting on people like Jawan Jennings, and even his other running backs are not very good. So this is obviously the best running back in the league, possibly the top scoring fantasy player of the year. So he should be able to get some good quality back. So I was trying to think of good trade packages for him, and I wasn't going to put him on because I wanted to be selfish, but I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to go for ratings. So yeah, Derrick Henry.
All right, I'll keep it in the running back room. My first trade for candidate would go to none other than, remember, keeping it to my roster, Alexander Madison. This guy's been getting that volume.
I feel like we should just cut your portion of this segment.
Get out of here! No, it's
that is what the trading block is for. If you have some people that you want to trade away, you put them on the trading block.
So-
you big goof.
So I'm letting you guys know you should trade for Alexander Madison. Obviously, I would trade him away if we made a deal. Alexander Madison's getting super volume. He has taken over the Vegas backfield
Take all of this with a grain of salt.
by storm. Yes, he had a horrible season last year. He cannot be the
No,
one.
the grain of salt is that you're trying to sell your own players up.
Listen, I'm not trying to sell anybody. I'll put Alexander Madison in when my buy apocalypse hits. And
Your bipocalypse?
my buy apocalypse,
Oh.
which probably is
You-
like week
that-
12 or
it
14.
sounded like that was so easy to come up with, and instead you came up with
Biacropolis?
Yes, that's better. All right, so my next trade for candidate, who is not on my team, like all of the candidates I'm mentioning in this segment.
He wishes he was.
After
this week.
Kinda, maybe. I don't really care. It's Romeo Dobbs. All right. Is it Dobbs? Dobbs?
I think
Romeo
it's Dobbs.
I'm gonna say Dobbs.
But it sounds cooler
I
to
like
say
Dobbs,
Dubs.
yeah.
And Doubs is just weird.
Ooh, I don't like that. So Romeo Dobbs. With Jordan Love set to miss some time with injury, Dobbs is likely to see a dip in his production. This is a good time to trade for him at a somewhat discounted rate with hopes of full production closer to and during the playoffs. The thing about Dobbs is that he's not going to do as well with Malik Willis. We already know that. So the next probably 2 to 3 weeks are kind of a loss for whoever trades for him. He was already sitting on the bench this week, so obviously he's not high priority. But when Jordan Love is in, he can put up legit numbers. So I would say anyone that's like top 4 or 5 in the league, you're already pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs. I would look at trying to add him in hopes that he could help you during your playoff run.
It's kind of, in my case, I would be a little bit hesitant just because they have Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft. Yeah, Wicks is like this week was no good. He's hit
like,
or miss.
What's
Gabe
his name?
Davis.
Gabe Davis. Thank you.
This year's Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley wins the Gabe Davis Award. Let's hope that changes from here on out.
They're both in the same situation where there's no one else on the team to throw to. So
that's true. Watch Calvin do much better.
Probably because Gabe Davis is a bum.
Speaking of doing better, my other trade for candidate would be Jackson Smith and Jigba. DK Metcalf will probably be back soon. He's
one.
Red. The top of his head is so red that it looks like a Christmas decoration.
I'm literally about to explode.
Jackson Smith and Jigba had sort of a down week for being the only guy out there other than Tyler Lockett. I think he had 8 targets. He did well though. He's definitely has a solid floor, so you won't expect anything under like 10 points for him. But he could also explode. Just wait for the touchdowns to come and send me offers.
Odd.
Why did that?
I feel like we have a segment to do that in.
And
that's not this.
Colin, his trade away, not his trade for. My trade away is Deontay Johnson, Sean's team. He's played very well this season before he became questionable and had missed week 8. He just so happened to publicly say he can't play every position for the Panthers, in they suck as a team. And he also happens to be in the actual trading block in the NFL. Seems like it's a similar scenario to Devontae Adams. Either requests a trade or finds out he's on the trading block, so becomes hurt at the same time. Huh! Better believe it. We don't know what team he will be going to, but his stock could rise if he goes to the right contender. So Sean could get a gifted player in return.
Deontay Johnson, I think that's a pretty good one. Sorry, I was just making fun of how long that was.
It was the longest one, I promise.
I think Deontay's a good one. He really did perform well with the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. And if he gets traded to anyone even somewhat legitimate, like, can you imagine if he went to the Chiefs or something? Like, bruh. Then he's really going to put up numbers. So it's kind of high risk, high reward because he might end up sticking on the Panthers. They just traded for him, right, last year?
Yeah. I think he'd be better off going to the Chargers just because the quarterback play is better.
They've got Ladd McConkey.
But they also...
They've got Ladd McConkey.
That's true.
It's pretty much the same. Like, I would love to have him on the Patriots, but we got Pop Douglas. Like, he needs to go somewhere that doesn't have a slot receiver. Yeah. I mean, maybe
Steelers?
San Francisco? I mean, Steelers, they've been looking to add someone, but no, because they just traded him away. So, no, I don't see him going back. They don't like him.
Mike Tomlin looks like he makes lifelong friendships.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Chase Claypool did go back, didn't he?
Did he?
I think so.
And he did nothing.
And absolutely nothing.
So it'll probably be back.
There you go. All right, so
who's your
my
straight
drop, which is different from the gay drop, is Dalvin Cook.
Hey!
Who I am shocked is on someone's bench. Because what? Like, hello? So as a practice squad player behind multiple better options, there's not much reason to keep him on the roster. And that's all I have to say about that.
Perfect. My straight drops, there shouldn't be too much to be said. My straight drop comes from my bench, Jonnu Smith.
Surprising. You picked your own guy.
So who do you think I'm going to drop this week? If I don't drop him, am I lying to you?
Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray. That's I don't really need him.
Yeah, I mean...
Jonnu Smith.
He's really short.
Yeah.
And hold on, Call of Duty just came out.
Yeah, I know.
So it's over. His season is
That's why
done.
I picked up Tua,
Smart.
Even though he wasn't wearing a big head.
I mean...
The thing with Jonnu Smith is now that Tua's back, his explosions of offense are going to go to other players.
Disappear.
And we will say goodbye to Jonnu Smith. Colin has a straight drop. And guess what, guys? This is actually the third week in a row that this guy has been a straight drop. 2 weeks ago, Pascal's straight drop, my straight drop last week, and Colin's this week. It is Jamal Williams. Scott's team. He hasn't done jack and isn't even second in the pecking order. And that's it. That's all that needs to be said about that.
Honestly, I was going to put him on again this week, but with Kendre Miller's... Is that who I'm talking about? Yeah, right? Kendre Miller? I don't even know the guy's name.
Yeah, Kendrick.
With his injury, maybe Williams has a little more value, so I was like,
in the free agent market, somebody else could have him. And then just to let you guys know, trade deadline is coming up November 21st, so get your offers in. The only finalized trade on the season update, Boston Bulldogs puts up 14.6 and 18.9 with Andrews and Swift, and East Coast Virus puts up 13.1 and 18.7 with Kincaid and Olave. So once again, Boston Bulldogs has the better week, but the East Coast Virus is clawing back.
Barely
a better week.
It's like
yes.
a point and a half.
It's starting to even materialize for me. So.
But you already have a fully lost week, so you're behind significantly.
Yeah, that is true. But that's all right. I'm 4-4.
Oh, bravo.
Mm-hmm. All right, that'll bring us over to the locker room and freshman football. Put me in, coach.
No, you suck.
Okay.
So, I feel like I've been doing a bit of a disservice. So I've added some more players.
Patriots?
No. I've added more players to this, and
good players.
Yeah, particularly like Bo Nix and Xavier Legette should have been on this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Bucky Irving
For sure. Definitely Bucky
Ray
Irving.
Davis, like they all should have been on this.
Even the Snake Man, Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, Rat, he was a starter. So.
And I urge you to put Tyrone Tracy on this list as well.
Thank you.
Moving forward.
So anyone that has a rookie that has a rookie in mind that I'm forgetting, talk about it in the chat. Tell me I'm dumb.
Yeah,
please
let us know you want to hear about him, and we'll make the podcast longer for you.
Yay! So we have Marvin Harrison Jr. scoring 23.1, getting back into it.
Excellent.
Malik Neighbors put up 14.1.
Respectable.
Looked like he got hurt, but he didn't. Congratulations to Giantsmen.
Pissed he dropped that one.
G-Men and Marvelous.
G-Men.
Xavier Worthy back into double digits with 13.7 points.
He's back.
Keon Coleman with 18 points.
Solid outing.
Rome Odunze with 8.4. Lad McConkey with 29.1.
Sick. He's exploding.
Holy guacamole.
He's exploding.
Jaden Daniels with 22.24. Respectable. Trey Benson with 1 point.
Yikes.
Blake Corum with 2.8 points.
Ooh.
Brian Thomas Jr. with 15 points before getting injured.
Very nice.
Caleb Williams with 9.34 points.
But
he almost won.
Almost.
Brock Bowers with 10.8.
That's a bad week for him.
Ricky Pearsall with 11.7.
Best week since
Jordan
being shot.
Whittington with 0.
Yep.
Drake May with 11.52 before going out injured.
Ooh.
Bo Nix with 29.76.
Hey, yo.
Whoa.
Bo Nix.
His second top 3 showing, which is part of why I feel bad he's not on here.
He's giving Denver.
Oh, no, I was wrong. That wasn't top. I was wrong.
He's giving Denver fans.
That one.
He's giving Denver fans a Bo Nix.
I'm wrong again. I'm right again. I'm wrong again. I'm right again. Next, we have Spencer, the Rat Boy Rattler, 6.24. Boo.
Woo.
Xavier Legette with 13.4.
And a touchdown.
Ray Davis with 2.9.
Better weeks ahead.
Bucky Irving with 15.4. Starting to think I should start them both. And Tyrone Tracy with 23 points before going out with a concussion.
Yes, I was thinking of half PPR.
Yes, I looked him up while we were talking.
Okay. So who's the top 3?
The top 3 this week are Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
And number 1 with 29.76. Ladd McConkey, Laddie Boy, with 29.1. And Maserati. Okay, sorry.
Give
I just
it
had to
away.
check because I had Tyrone Tracy in there at the last minute. But Maserati Marv beating out Tyrone Tracy by 0.1 points, scoring 23.1. If Tyrone hadn't have gotten hurt, he would have been in third.
Hey, where's that keys to that spotlight, Jingle Jangle? Let's put the spotlight on the 1-point scorer of the week, Trey Benson.
Yay!
All right, so his name is Kurtrell Trey Benson the First, standing at 6 feet, 216 pounds. This running back was born in Greenville, Mississippi, went to St. Joseph Catholic in that area, started college at Oregon in 2020, tore his ACL, played the 2021 season before transferring to Florida State for 2022 and 23. His awards consist of a 2-time second-team All-ACC in both years he played for Florida State. And let me just give you an awesome stat. This insane running back scored 48 touchdowns in his final 2 years of high school.
Whoa.
Insane.
Wow, that's a lot.
So the Cardinals drafted Mr. Benson in the 3rd round, 66th overall, and Pascal's Punks and Drublick drafted him in the 10th round, 123rd overall.
Bad idea.
His NFL stats are very low so far. Through 6 games played, 31 rush attempts, 117 yards, leaving 3.8 yards per carry and no touchdowns. 2 catches for 12 yards, irons out his details, and we'll hope to see him climbing up the ranks in years to come. Now to the Market Watch. Ding, 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 ding.
All right. So I'm going to start out with the Cleveland offense.
Ooh, what are they doing?
Their stock, after losing their starting quarterback to a busted Achilles,
man.
the mythical hero. Is it? How's it go? Mythical hero Achilles. No, I did it wrong.
Achilles.
I fuck up. Anyway,
So are they going to suck like
Yeah,
the Miami
you-
Dolphins when they lost to us?
their stock is way up.
Oh, it's up?
Thanks to Jameis Winston.
Boo.
Yeah, that's his nickname. I don't know.
I thought it was
Sounds hella
Eminem out
racist.
there.
I'm not
Do
gonna lie.
not miss your chance to blow.
But what isn't that?
He
Blow
after the game. No. It was 8 Mile when after the game they interviewed Winston. He's like, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow because this opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Oh God, I hate Eminem.
And that's
Anyway,
why the cheddar bob and the pun down.
Yeah, Cleveland offense stock is up for all of them.
Nice. I want to highlight Tyreek the Freak Hill. And it doesn't seem like he can go any higher because he's pretty much been on top for like 2-3 years. But he didn't have Tua, so his stock is now rising as Tua comes back. They did lose, however, and he didn't have the greatest game, but he is still Tyreek, and his stock is shooting through the roof.
All right, now my next group, I've got all groups for this one, is the Jets offense, and their stock is down.
Down.
Yeah, I mean, A-Rod is not looking great, and that is being passed around to the rest of his skill position players. So
It's true. I've seen
be
it.
wary of starting those guys.
I've seen Jets games. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Hey.
So, Colin wants to highlight Tank Dell, one of his potential keepers of the year. With Nico Collins on IR and Diggs potentially about to miss the remainder of the season, Tank's stock is rising. Boop.
Well done. All right, my next group is the Dolphins offense, and their stock is up because
Hey.
Tua's back and his head is working normally. Well done.
Nice. I'd like to highlight Drake London, and his stock is going down. Drake London still is a great player. He still is capable of putting up 30 fantasy points at any given time, but the emergence of Kyle Pitts and Darnell Mooney and the other fabulous players on that offense have taken that opportunity and cut it into pieces of pie so everyone can eat. So Drake London, you might have some down weeks like this one, or like next week. And
All right, my
and that's
next
that.
group is the Packers offense. And their stock is also down.
Down.
You lost your starting QB, and your backup is not Jameis Winston. So it's probably not going to look good for the next couple weeks.
I'm going to highlight Jaden Reed on that ship that is sinking. Jaden Reed, stock down. Had a little bit of an off week, and will continue to have on and off performances. When Love comes back, things will get a little bit more sturdy. But right now, it's down.
Down.
Next, I'd like to highlight Marvin Harrison, and his stock can only go up. Marvin Harrison had some really rough weeks. He had his breakout in week 2, I believe, and then kind of dudded out with a concussion in the mix, even though he missed no time, but he did miss that game. So, yeah, he did miss time. His stock is going up. Kyler's finally starting to see him clearly over that offensive line, and he's got a new buddy on the field.
Short jokes always make me laugh. I'm not going to lie.
Kyler's hair puts him at like 5'8", but he's technically 5'4". And Colin wanted to highlight one last player. I'm going to highlight Jordan Mason. CMC is about to come back after the 49ers Week 9 bye, and it appears Isaac Guerrero has now taken over Mason's role. In the meantime, Jordan Mason's stock falling. And that's the stock market for you guys.
I don't know if Garendo's taken over his spot.
I don't think
that was just more game script.
Yeah, and injury, to keep him him
exactly.
fresh, just in case CMC isn't back.
But we already know that it doesn't really matter who you are, where you're drafted. I could probably run for 100 in Kyle Shanahan's scheme. So
Yeah. In that case, if somebody picked you up, they would be on this list.
Sly as a fox.
all right. So this week,
Sly as a fox.
yeah.
It got smoky in here.
All right. So this week, my Sly as a Fox pick goes to me, motherfuckers. You're damn right. Because I didn't trade away my whole team. I definitely had CeeDee Lamb in 2 different trade options with Billy. I had what's that boy's name? Jalen Waddle on. I mean, he didn't do much, but I put him on the trading block. I would have considered Rachaad White. I would have considered pretty much anyone, and I didn't. I even considered Jalen Hurts, but as I mentioned last week, Drake being a rookie, I figured I should wait, and that was a smart idea.
Very smart.
Devontae Smith was an option. I kept them all, and I scored more than any of y'all little bitches.
Nice. My Sly as a Fox isn't going to go to myself because my entire
that's a
3 and
different
out
segment.
went to myself. My Sly as a Fox this week stands at about the size of a fox. It's Salute Your Short Fellows. Another Sly pickup with the Cedrin Tillman ad in waivers.
Cedric.
I said Cedric.
No, you said Cedrin.
No, I said Cedric, but the N was
We'll listen
accident-
back,
We'll
and
listen
you'll hear
back. Another Sly pickup with Cedric Tillman. The Cedric Tillman ad in waivers.
I'm fucking pissed because I took Kendre Miller over him, and that was not a good idea.
Yeah, dude, this could be a useful piece for the rest of the season. So good job, Mike. You are Sly as a Fox. And Colin doesn't have a Sly as a Fox pick because he couldn't see the waiver wire from Wednesday. It is no longer visible on the app.
On your phone, yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
you got to use a
look on your
laptop. But that's fine. Just be a hater. He has 2 doghouse picks, so we'll put the dogs out.
2 doghouse picks.
We'll wait for that.
He was excited.
He's going to go in.
All right.
Once again,
I can't wait to hear it in his voice from you.
All right. We're going to go ahead and skip the game plan and as we do with the interviews and bring you to a weird place.
Do 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 do.
Parallel universe.
Thanks for the filler.
Yeah, I got you
Couldn't
ready.
find the button. Okay, so in the parallel universe, a few things went down in some of the other leagues that I'm in. Lions Den definitely took the cake It was a down-to-the-wire matchup with a team named Buttons. For some reason, I'm always losing to Buttons. This girl, Ashley, that I don't know, Jay knows her, his brother knows her, something like that. One time I lost by a stat correction. It was one of those matchups. This could happen again, as I needed Malik Neighbors and Cameron Hayward to put up about like 14.5 points and a half-point PPR. It came down to Neighbors' literal last catch for 10 yards, and I'm currently up by 0.9.
Oh, man.
So I want to say I won by 0.9, but in that league with the independent defensive players, I am currently up by 0.9.
How much is half a sack worth?
Half a sack is 1.
So
a
that's
sack
all it
is
takes.
2 points.
That's
Exactly.
all it takes
Exactly.
is a sack to go from half a sack to a full sack.
It's nerve-wracking, not nerve-wracking, because my nerves are wrecked. All right? And then I'm really hoping it stays that way. There was also a really good matchup in this league that like went a completely backwards way between a player named Mr. McGiblets and Remember the Titans, which came down to Tyrone Tracy versus George Pickens, down by about 3 to open the game, with the unlikely outcome as Tracy put up 22 and Pickens only 9.4.
Oh, man. And Pickens had so many opportunities.
I know. He had a
points.
touchdown if you count the single foot twice.
Right? And then, like, he caught the ball down to, like, the 3.
Yeah.
Man.
He did.
He could have put up big points, but
He's
he
a great player. He'll have some really good weeks.
he's a nutcase, but he can ball out.
Moving over to the family league, I faced off against the first place Fernando FEL, who had only one loss and over 1,000 points through 7 weeks, and buried him. He was plagued with injuries and felt his first fantasy loss due to the unknown circumstances of injury.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
Yeah, and Colin too. You guys have really good teams with a lot of injury plagued weeks.
Yeah, it's wild how Colin has scored more points than the 5 teams ahead of him.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And then going over to basketball, to the Hoop There It Is League, Frank Mahin, the East Norwalk Alcoholics, pulled off the win on Sunday night by 14. And you score 600-700 points in this league.
Oh, wow.
He won by 14 points and dealt the Atlantic Deep a loss in its first game rebranded.
Isn't that lame-ass name you?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Deep... Basically, he made 2 last-second additions right before the Sunday games kicked off. In that league, you have to add somebody. The first game starts, you can't play them that day. So if you add people in the morning, you have up to 7 adds a week, so you could really get your roster set up. It's a pretty fun game, and Frank played it perfectly. I was up by 2 after being down by all week. He put up a 16 and a 0 with his replacements and beat me by 14. So kudos to Frank, man.
Well done, Frankie.
So yeah, and then you got any fun stuff from the punter league or punters punting? No. There was no blocked punts. So
yeah, we'll probably get an update at the end of the year, and I probably won't say anything about it.
Yeah, because we're mad that they didn't listen or respond,
or that they talked about it in the off season like multiple times and don't update it at all.
Oh, this guy sucks.
Pretty much at all.
They don't suck.
Pretty good.
We want to be friends. So
really
like
do.
and subscribe, and we'll comment.
They will never listen to this.
They will never listen. And then the Town Drunks League, we're going to save that again because I have a feeling that this episode is going to be as long as all the others.
Yeah,
so we'll wait for a short episode for that.
We're already coming up on 2 hours.
Oh,
so.
jeez. 2 hours without the interview?
With the interview.
With the interview. Thank
Yeah.
God. Oh, my goodness. All right, good. All right, guys. Well, that'll bring us to our close then, if you're good on that.
I am.
We will bring you over to the backyard and experience some fun at... Oh, no. Doghouse! Do you want to go first, or do you want me to say Collins first, or do you want me to go first? We have 3 options.
I'll go first.
You go first. All right,
We
then I'll
can
run
we
this.
can bookend with me and Colin.
Okay, that sounds good.
So, my doghouse goes to Colin McCree.
Great.
From having to redo the interview to getting butthurt about after getting back the same energy that he was giving out, to not understanding the difference between thinking the rules should change and not knowing the rules themselves. This week, my friend, you are in the doghouse. It's getting cold. Bring a blanket.
Yeah, get your blanket wraps. I'm going to go ahead with my doghouse pick before I give Collins, as we will bookend and I will be the books. I'm going to give my doghouse this week to Jay Ritberg.
Ooh.
And we're going to move away from Aggie again, and this is related. Jay, you get to the doghouse for not seizing the opportunity and defeating Aggie to see a name change. Have fun being your new name, ... to be decided.
I hope it's I fucks your moms.
Spelled correctly in French. And then we'll go to Colin's doghouse pick. All right, this is a two-part. My first doghouse pick is Scott for dropping the 49ers D for Ezekiel Elliott. What is he doing? And then dropping Ezekiel Elliott for Chris Conley. What are you doing?
I don't know. He's in first place. Kind of hard to put someone in the doghouse for being in first place.
Yeah, well, you know,
Hey,
Colin's
you do you.
gunning for somebody.
You do you.
My other doghouse pick goes to Aggie for dropping Matt Stafford for Dalvin Cook. What are you doing? Also, for your name, it's terrible. I added that being Brendan in Colin's voice because I certainly am sure he agrees.
I agree with both of those doghouse picks, although the first one is still questionable.
Yeah, and I'm sure Colin has a third doghouse pick, which goes to Pascal for talking all that smack. Have a great week, everyone. I'm out. All right, guys, that'll take it to the end of the line for us this week. Be friendly to everyone. Have a great day.
Or
Enjoy
don't.
your life.
Like, be an asshole
You could
if
be
you
an
want.
asshole, but you know that's gonna
Just know that it'll come back to you.
It'll
if you're an
cast-
asshole to me.
Exactly. It'll cast a shadow on you if you want to have a positive day. Spread positivity your way. And with that, always remember when setting your waivers to put it in the air and keep it in the air.
This is the Put It in the Air podcast.
Not bad.
No, not bad. A couple technical errors, but hey,
Yeah.
that's going to happen.
I wonder if anyone will know that we stopped and restarted.
Oh, stopped and restarted?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think the energy level stayed the same since we restarted right away.
Yeah. I mean, they probably won't know, except for now I'm talking about it, but no one listens this far anyway. do
No,
they?
I don't think so. I mean, it is crazy that we did have a 36-hour break between takes, and we sound almost exactly the same. We're wearing the same clothes.
I know. I smell the same.
We've been in this kitchen for, a day and a half.
Oh, is that why I pooped on the floor?
Yeah, I cleaned it up with the Swiffer. But now your
Thank you.
Swiffer has to be thrown away.
Well, I don't use it anyway, so I'm going to stop this train of thought because it's just disappointing me.
Well, I'm going to keep chugging along and tell you forgot to do the dishes. It's your turn.
I do the dishes after I pick up Kyson from school.
And before you win your next match.
And on that note, we out.